God bless you, brothers and sisters. As I told you before, I'm going to give you a word every week to encourage, uplift you, and lead you in that direction that I think will be productive for you. I took many years of just reading, studying, getting into the Bible, and many other things that I've read, other books that are not biblical based. And my own experience, I've learned a lot of things, and for many years, I've just kept them things to myself. And today we'll be talking about what is your legacy. And the reason why I bring this up is because for many years I've wondered what my life would look at, and I've also wondered, like, what will I leave behind when I pass away? What things can I leave to people that I love and know, and people that I don't, that could transform their lives so that they could pass that on from generation to generation? And whether you believe it or not, the very life you live and the very consistency that takes place in that life builds a legacy as time moves on. And that legacy, you either leave it to someone or it dies within you. So I just wanted to speak upon that. And I think some years ago, when my grandmother passed away in 2006, she gathered in everyone that she loved and knew. Unfortunately, I wasn't there at the time. And she left words of wisdom, words of knowledge to every single person. And that was kind of her legacy when she did that, because she kind of embedded in everybody something that they could take with them and move on to the next purpose in their life. In the medieval times, back in the days, kings would call in the people that they're close to and give them something, an inheritance or whatever it is. And a legacy is very important. Something that your kids will remember you for, whether it's your ability to sing, or whether it's your ability to write, or whether it's very good morals, good character that they could take with them. And sometimes it's not even those things. Sometimes it's just the very mistakes you've made in the past. Those things could transform lives. And I just wanted to speak a little bit about that. One of the things that for you guys to know, that a legacy is something that's handed down, whether it's to someone who's related to you or not. There was a handful of men that have implemented many things in my life, whether it's my uncle, or whether it's my brother, or whether it's other spiritual brothers that I know that have handed down something and said, you need to implement this in your life. And that's a legacy that I will pass on to my kids, because I know it will help their life. And so these, always remember that a legacy is something that's handed down, whether it's something that you built up or something that you've experienced or you've learned from, and you pass it down, and it becomes a legacy in its own right. And that leads to number two. Number two is the legacy is built through many years or many experiences, whether physical, mental, or spiritual experiences that you've gone through, that you help people. Even the simplest thing, me raising the children that I have with my wife, things that I have not experienced, that were passed on from her grandmother to her mother to her, that she's helped me see. That's a legacy right there in itself. Something that I didn't know that was a culture shock. I'm like, oh wow, that's why you do that. So see, that was a legacy that was passed on. So it might be the simplest word that you say to someone, or the simplest thing that you might help somebody with, and that you're building a legacy there that people will add into their very stature, their very thing that makes them. Excuse me. Another thing about a legacy is that a legacy is built, more importantly, or should I say, the most important legacy that could possibly be built is the very foundation of seeking and serving God, His Word. That Bible alone is a legacy in itself, and that's a legacy that was passed on from God to you. And the question is this: are you taking that legacy? Are you keeping it to yourself, or are you passing it on to those that you love and know? And the reason why I bring this up is because for many, many years, I would walk into my mother's room and she would have Psalms 91 opened up in the Bible. But she never mentioned God to me, and she never mentioned the Bible to me. And the same thing was passed on from other people in her family. And I don't take nothing from my mom. I love her dearly. But if she would have passed that legacy on to me, it probably would have changed a lot of things about my life and the life of those that I love and know. So always remember that a legacy is built on, and that's the most important one. You're really struggling with life, you're really trying to figure things out, you really don't have to go through the experience. The very legacy of the Word of God is the biggest legacy you will ever have, and the biggest legacy you will ever encounter. They could transform your life, they could transform generations from now. And we all wish the best for everyone that we love and know, especially those that are real close to us. We want the best for them, and we want that the day we pass away, that they will take whatever was given to us and pass that on to the next person to make a better life. And what better way to do that than to have the Word of God being passed on as a legacy? And if you do that, I guarantee you'll be blessed. God bless you.